Another gray, cloudy day, but a beautiful one. It's chill, but not too cold. When I left the house, it was a little sunnier, but the gray skies covered the sun. That's all right, I like it. So, decided to come out to Red Mountain Park. Red Mountain Park is a favorite one of mine in the area. Near the mountains, Superstition Mountains, Red Mountain in Arizona. Beautiful place to just flow around, see what's going on, and reach out to you guys. And so I was trying to think about the last time that we talking about children. And I talked with my kids after that. And it's just so fascinating to hear their minds come alive and offer so much extra to the conversation. Oh, hey, there's a lake here. We can go around the lake. Ducks. Let's see the ducks. See if I can give you a view here of the Superstition Mountains right there. Let's take a loop around this lake here. It's a beautiful lake. Quiet afternoon. On your left? No, it's okay. Sorry.
Oh my God, sorry.
All right. Thinking about going to like ASU campus. It's kind of a fun place to cruise around and chat with people. There's always interesting people there. Somebody's usually down for a good little chat. I didn't bring a jacket. It's all right. It's a little chilly, but it feels nice, fresh. Helicopter. Feeding the birds. Nice. What's going on? Electric?
Yeah.
Quiet and fun, huh? Have fun, guys. Again. And I'm back where I started. So today I was hoping to touch a little bit more on what I was saying the other day about the kind of love that you can have for people that you don't even know. It doesn't make sense for a lot of people, but for me, I can't understand how not to see it anymore, because once you see yourself in another person, see the struggles you've been through, see everybody's at a position, everybody's at a point in their progression, and maybe they haven't worked on themselves as much as you, and so they may be further behind, but it doesn't mean that their mission is any less valid or valuable than your own. They're just on an earlier level. Like in a video game, if you're leveling up and you see somebody that is a much lower level than you, you can make fun of them and pick on them, troll them, or you can help them out, give them some tips. And if they're struggling or having a hard time beating a boss, you don't just make fun of them for not being able to beat the boss, because you've been there too. I mean, you can make fun of them, but you understand why they can't beat the boss, because they just haven't progressed to the point of being able to. And so that helps you have compassion for people. Like I said, you don't always have to put up with what they do or hang out with them, be their best friend, but have enough compassion for, okay, I can see that you're not in a happy place. I found my joy, but you haven't found yours yet. I understand that. That's cool. I'll witness you. I'll watch you progress, play your game, and improve. And I just find that empowering to be able to back up from the reactionary instinct and instead, it's something you can't really just decide to do. It's something that when you've come to really see yourself as the complete, whole, healed self that you are, you no longer feel the need to tear people down. That's usually a hurt people type concept. But also healing people or healed people heal people, depending on whose power is greater. If you're working for love and for kindness and for good and light, sounds cheesy and all, but it's really true. If you're in a dark area and you turn on a light, it illuminates and you can see stuff. And that's how we are in life. And if you work to illuminate truth and love and kindness and connectivity, unity, then you're bringing that light to the dark area. And some people, their light is just a lot dimmer. They're a little candle. And maybe you're a torch or a floodlight or the sun itself. So you don't put down the candle for shining as bright as it knows how to shine so far. You just help it know how it can grow and shine even more. And by shine, I mean find its purpose and joy in life, and spread that to others just by existing in a higher mind of peace. There's obviously, we all struggle with the pains, but when you overcome the pains, that's when the peace starts to flow in. You can't just force peace before healing from the things that you haven't confronted that are within. So that's what I've been spending time doing. Inadvertently, I wanted to progress and see people where they are. And what came of that is a deep inner search to find what I wanted to be, what I wanted to stand for. And that just ended up leading me to things to heal without even realizing it. And then after healing most of those things, luckily I lived a pretty charmed life in a lot of ways. And so I didn't have too much to heal from. And I'd already worked a lot on healing through past relationships and to where I felt like I've done the healing now. All I want to do is see other people that are going through that same thing, that same process of healing, and kind of give them pointers and tips along the way. I got some through the years from people that have already healed beyond where I was, so pass the torch, right? And the nice empowering thing about spreading light is that darkness can never overcome light. Darkness can only run from light. It can hide behind walls to cast shadows, but it can't snuff out a light. Now, if the light's just dim and the darkness is windy and cold, and somebody just comes to try to confront them with a little match, they might get just snuffed out. You know, if they allow it, if they're really not strengthening their fire. So you got to find that fire within. That's what I talk about, the passion. This experience of floating around and interacting with people and sharing the messages with you and just experiencing the beauties of life and, you know, talking to trees and stuff. I mean, it gets kind of crazy sometimes because once gratitude hits for real, you start being grateful for everything, like Mother Earth, and being truly in tune with her. There's so much to be grateful for, and it's so easy to overlook it, take it for granted, and stay busy and confused, stressed about life, struggles. It's a whole beautiful process, and everyone's somewhere in that process. Some people are just coming in, they're struggling really hard through life, and maybe they don't even get it for the rest of their current existence. But I believe we just keep trying until we learn from each lesson, until we get there. And it may take several lifetimes. Now, some people may disagree with that, but that's fine. Everyone sees the stuff we don't know through different lenses too. We're all just trying to make sense of this world, this existence, and that's just my take. I feel that we all come here to experience this and to experience the difficulties and the growths that come of it. And at first we start real in a dark spot, and we really have to push through it. And whatever we don't conquer in that first experience, we get to conquer or try again next time. And that's why even in one experience, you might, you know, for instance, dating, you might date the same type of person over and over and over because you just didn't integrate the lessons from the first time. And so you get a second and maybe the third or fourth. And if you keep pushing off the blame on other people instead of seeking accountability for yourself and what you could have done better, or how you could become a better partner, that's when you can start doing the actual healing. And in this world right now, it's been a pretty popular thing to avoid accountability, but that's starting to turn around. So we're on our way to the golden age that I've seen coming. What's going on, guys? So even when I don't stop and talk to people because they're in the middle of their own flow, and it's just not that time to have a chat. At least, like, as I pass, I'm just always giving off a vibe of love and joy, because that's all I feel anymore. And why not, bless people around me with the joy that I have in abundance. Anyway, so I know it can seem preachy or whatever, but I don't know how to really say it without sounding like I'm preaching. It's more just something I've experienced growing through. I used to judge on people. I used to wallow in the stresses and dramas of the world. But it's been so long since I have, and it feels so foreign anymore. So when I talk to people and I see that they're going through those dramas, it makes me just want to offer, a little pointer here or there. Or I don't do it as if I'm correcting them or informing them of the best way to do it. I just, oh wow, I see your experience. It sounds familiar to something I've gone through. And one thing I found that helps me in this situation is this. And that's if they seem open to it. I'm not about preaching anymore. I don't want to convert anybody. Like I said, I don't want people to follow my path 100%. I might have some things that help them, but it doesn't mean that my path is the better path. Their path is 100% better for them. So even if it's in a dark place now and they're living out of alignment with what they really want to stand for, they'll get there if they're trying. Some people take a step back and then 2 steps forward, a step back, maybe 2 steps back. No. We know how that is. We're human. We've experienced those tumble down the stairs backwards, where then you gotta take a bunch of climbing steps forward just to catch back up to where you once were. So I hear you. But there's so much beauty, so much excitement for this world once you pass that threshold of believing that it's so much more out of your control than it really is. Like, you can't take control of it, but you control it when you let go of the need to control it. Doesn't make too much sense straight up, but when you think about it, when you try to force things, when you try to make something happen, oftentimes you get bottled up in that effort and the stress and the strain and the strife, and then you feel like the world isn't coming through for you, and you tried everything and you did this and you didn't get that, expectations and all. But the moment you start letting go of expectations and just start appreciating where you are in your process, instead of going to try to fight a boss of level 75, when you're level 20, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm trying to force an outcome that I'm not suitable for right now. So I'm going to step back and go down and find the area where the bosses are only level 20 like me, and I can maybe make some progress in the game. For those of you who are gamers, I once was, and now my video game is life. It's the most amazing video game, especially when you can flow gracefully through parks. I didn't go around to the other side of the lake now. Welcome to Arizona, Red Mountain Park. What a cutie. Curly hair. He's got those little ringlets. Makes me miss my little boys. My boys are all big now. Boy, that was a beautiful part of this world too, this life. Raising my two boys, my favorite part. And now they're grown men, solid, good members of society. Hello, sorry. Yeah. And now it's a joy to be able to share this world with them. Just sitting down, chilling in the park. Oh, little bunny. I thought there would be more people at the park. What is today? Friday? Friday afternoon. Maybe now I should be in a downtown type area if I want to find people. There's a few people here, but not nearly as many as I thought. It's all right. We've got the private flow tonight. I like the view of the lake. I'm really going to enjoy it a lot more once I have people to talk to and an individual, situations to address on camera, be able to hear their experiences and outcomes and rabbits in there. Don't want to scare them. Oh, stairs. Oh, interesting. To a secret bench in the middle of the tall shrubs. Thanks for joining me again for my ride through Red Mountain Park. Talking about love, unity,